you'll be able to tell whether or not it drops frames. I hope that screaming doesn't get captured in my microphone. We'll find out, I guess. It might happen. We'll see. Oh. Okay. I don't normally stream games, but a really good friend of mine suggested that it wouldn't be the worst idea if I did a little bit of commentary. Following specific games. So I suppose this is what it's all about. My brother has also sent me various games that I'm going to be trying out and reacting to because, well, he gave them to me, so and I want to try them out, and he kind of likes to watch that stuff. So I'll probably be streaming a little more often than usual. This is not what I normally sound like. I have a bit of a sore throat, so it's probably not even the best idea to do this, but I'm a very light commenter. I won't be talking a lot, but I'll be talking a little bit. I know my voice sounds like shit. I'm a teacher, so my voice is exhausted practically every fucking day. And this is probably the best I'm gonna sound. But it's just the way it is. That's what I get for being a teacher, I suppose. That being said, I suppose I can get started. I don't know if the stream is gonna work at all. So if it doesn't, then it doesn't. I guess we'll find out one way or another. The game that I wanted to play through today is the Complex Expedition. I will fully be honest with you. I've played it already once, but I may have missed a thing or two. And so I thought it'd be cool to just revisit the game and see if I missed anything, and then maybe do a little commentary about specific situations in the game that I kind of catches my attention. And I'm trying to balance the audio here, so hopefully the game is not going to be louder than my voice. The game is incredibly loud. And there's no audio options for it, unfortunately, bizarrely. So we'll just have to work and make do. And I will balance it in OBS as it plays along. So, I suppose we shall begin. It says recovered footage 1988, if you missed that.
Alright, you ready?
I think so.
Alright.
I'm waiting on you.
I'll let this play out. Okay. So I'm gonna check my stream real quick and make sure the audio is not as loud as my voice. So let me look back. It's recovered for. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on you.
I'll let this play out. Alright, okay. So I'm gonna check my stream real quick and make sure the audio is not as loud as my voice. Alright, I did some balancing there.
Okay. Testing 1 2 1 2. Mic check. This is Newman. Can you hear me?
I'm also going to be testing my voice. Testing, 1 2 3. Testing, 1 2 3.
What's
Testing,
the rush
1
anyway?
2 3.
Well, the other guys.
Okay, I think it's balanced. I think. We'll see.
Can you hear me?
I'm also going to be testing my voice. Testing, 1 2 3. Testing, 1 2 3. Testing,
What's the rush
1
anyway?
2 3.
Well, the other guys.
Okay, I think it's balanced. I think. We'll see.
So I guess we're going to be recording everything from home.
Yeah, they've been very vocal about that. They even had the other group record them walking to room 1A back.
Hey guys, sounds like he's got a cold.
I got no information as to why I'm recording, but Sal told me it's very important to keep the camera on and just not stop.
I don't understand why they're being so mysterious.
This is another one of those generic backrooms games. It just looks a little more prettier, and it's got like an actual storyline to it. If you're curious about what in the hell this is. So you got the pretty standard yellow wallpaper. And
So who's waiting at the
the
controls?
yellow suits, all that good stuff.
Dan and Greg are waiting down there. Might be more, but I'm not completely sure.
I kind of doubt we're going to need any more help, so I don't mind.
I guess it would be for maintenance if that's necessary.
My only problem with this is that I don't think you can never have not too much help especially when it comes to the back rooms. And so just saying that alone is already a what? Red flag.
Where are you?
We're almost there.
Considering that they built an entire complex and facility for this place, I don't understand why you would ever assume
They
that
also
it's not
said
enough.
that one of us might need to actually go through the little gap down there as well. So if any one of us needs to go, I would say Newman.
Why just me?
Well, because you have one of those cameras. They have lights on them too. You're good. But not even have to go down there anyway.
Yeah, I guess.
Because I have the cameras, I have to go down there. Isn't that lovely? Thanks, I suppose. What a dumb shit of an excuse. Couldn't they all just get cameras? Why would I be the only one recording?
Okay, David, Mike, and Newman. Hello, boys. Wait.
I just find that a little
We had
funny.
some issues with the camcorder.
Yeah, well, we got what they do in a few minutes.
It's also 1988, so I guess that makes sense.
Dan was helping me.
There's like technological limits and whatnot. Sorry if the sound keeps cutting out. I'm just trying to make sure the audio is balanced.
I never actually controlled this thing before, so this is the first.
You'll get the hang of it. Okay, you should have control now.
Alright, this is a good spot to test my microphone. Testing, 1 2 3. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Alright, cool. I thought the concept of driving the Rover was really amazing until I realized how short this segment is. I suppose I should warn that if you are planning to play this game, there will be spoilers. So, I forgot which way to go. See, maybe it was not a bad idea to play this again, because I have no idea where to go. No, they're this way. Oh, I didn't even notice that the first time. Okay. There was like a little figure there from a moment ago. Yeah, I didn't notice that before. I'll have to watch the replay on that. That's actually kind of scared me a little bit.
Wait, what? It's supposed to reach way further.
You know, I'll just go get it. I remember the way, so.
You sure?
Yeah, of course. You know, it's not that far. I'll just go get it, bring it back. No big deal.
Again, like, it not really a good idea, right? From like I would assume anybody who works here would have some safety protocol, like, hey, you probably shouldn't chase something that's, you know, deep within the complex or the back rooms in this case. But again, it's just a game. I'm overthinking it. I just got no way in fucking hell I would ever be like, yeah, let me go get the rover. That's just not. That's not safe. Practicing safe back rooms, you know. I would assume the staff here are trained to follow protocol. Somebody should have just been like, no, that's breaking the rules. Don't do it.
It's going fine. I'm just trying to remember where I went.
Alright. I'm still balancing them audio, so if don't mind me. I'm not
It feels kind of weird being in this part. I mean, it's just no one's ever been here before. It's kind of odd.
Exactly. That's why you should go back.
Just keep it cool.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I just don't.
Okay, I'm here. The rover, it's gone. It's not here.
Wait, what?
Alright, hold on. Sorry. I'm just gonna make sure this thing doesn't overheat. Alright. There we go. Oh, you can skip the intro. Holy Christ, you can skip the intro. I'm not gonna skip
Are you
it.
sure you're in the right place?
Yeah, it's the right place, but it's definitely not here.
No, you can do that.
That makes some sense.
At this point, I would have just turned back.
Hold
and-
on.
But
I'm gonna go a little bit further.
I'm the main protagonist.
Nah, just come back. We'll figure it out.
No, I can find it, but I mean, it has to be here. There's no way it could just disappear.
Yes, there is.
Alright, just be quick.
So, one of the things that you run a lot to in this game is dark voids like this, and I'm just like so intrigued by it.
What the hell?
It's
Greg, do you feel that? I think there's an earthquake going on.
What? I don't feel anything.
Everything's shaking, man. You can't feel that?
or are you back?
I'm gonna go back. Wait, no. I clearly made an error coming all the way out here.
Newman?
And there it is. We no clipped. So a little fun fact about this first level is that it actually spawns you randomly somewhere in the complex. So this is one of the many locations you can spawn in the moment you start the game and you no clip. You can spawn either in the back rooms with the yellow wallpaper, you can spawn in the hospital, or you can spawn in this area right here.
Guys, can you hear me?
I call it the Chili's discount. Yeah.
Hello.
I didn't
What the fuck
discover
is
this
happening?
until I restarted the game, and I realized that I no clipped and spawned into a different part of the level. So just a little fun fact about when you start this first level. I thought it was really interesting. So I don't think I've spawned here before. Looks more like a. I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I guess it's like a mini shopping mall, or I'm not quite sure how to describe my surroundings here. I'm probably not gonna get through the whole game today, but I just wanted to get to some of it, and then maybe, you know, tomorrow we can continue. So I guess I was kind of right. It is a bit of a shopping mall. There are fire alarms that kind of go off here and there. I thought that was pretty funny. Not quite sure what's over here. No, it's locked.
It's locked.
Oh, okay. Let's see if this one is open. Do you hear that? Where's that coming from? Let's see if we can find it. Hear that? Where's that coming from? Let's see if we can find it. I suppose. I don't know. I guess that's why I should probably use dual monitors. I have an idea. The alt tabbing is getting pretty tedious, and I realize that it's going to ruin the pace of the stream. So in Blessings Count, I have a dual monitor setup where I can just turn that on and just use that as a monitoring station, I suppose, if you would call it. So I'm gonna turn that on about now. Not that I'm gonna get too many viewers. I'm not really that much of a popular streamer or YouTuber, if I should say. At least I can read comments as well if anybody chimes in or wants to kind of give their own thoughts about what is happening on the screen itself. Alright, there you go. Now I can see both the monitoring volume and any frame drops and the audio balance. But then I just realized that my game crashed as I did that, so now I have to start it over again, unfortunately. Right? It still says it's in the background. And this is what I get for trying to be productive. Oh wait, it does say I'm still playing it. What the heck? Oh, that's right. That makes so much sense now. Holy crap. Alright, there you go. I guess I should start doing this. Alright. Now we can proceed.
Oh my God. Jesus.
So, when it comes to stuff like this, I always wonder what in the hell could be making sounds like this. The unnerving feeling of not knowing what it could possibly be really burns my curiosity quite a bit. Unnerving feeling of not knowing what it could possibly be really burns my curiosity quite a bit. Okay, I was just testing my audio there. Hoping you can hear that. It's quite terrifying to think of what could possibly be behind this window making that sound, but it feels to me like it's one of those that's better not to know, I suppose. I hear another thing. Okay, I'm not quite sure what could be making that sound there. Possibly the lights. Although they don't typically sound like that. Very bizarre. We're gonna push through. There's one little spot that I want to showcase that's a little bit unnerving. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. This place is kind of big. Maybe it's on this side. trying to listen. I think it's over here, actually. Okay, I don't know what those sounds are. They almost sound like, I don't know. I just don't even know how to describe that. Okay, I think I'm getting close to it. Ah, here it is. Ah, yes. So there's a bizarre sound that also plays in this room. I don't know if you can hear that. Hopefully you can. It's almost as if you probably just shouldn't be here in general kind of sound. Normally I would argue it's just wind, but last I heard wind doesn't growl like you like that. Or maybe it does. I don't know. This little segment right here is also a little interesting. You got this really strange pitch sound coming from God knows what hole. But then you got like this green little tunnel up there that's just like, okay, well, something's going on in there for sure. I don't know if you could still hear that. It's quite unsettling. Now, one of my theories is that, well, the backrooms is supposed to imitate the outside world, and sometimes it doesn't do it very well, and so that can include anything from architecture to sound, and I suppose it leads to moments like this where the sound is just distorted. It could just be like wind, but wind gone wrong, I suppose. If that yeah, that's not wind. Yeah, it's a little creepy. But, you know, it's the back rooms. Anything here is nothing good. Nothing good at all. So we're gonna... Oh shit, I didn't see that before. Yeah, I mean, something is obviously kind of lurking around us. I also like to believe that whatever entities are in here, and I think it's kind of widely accepted that all these entities are just failed mimics of actual living things. Although what really gets me is that they're just really disfigured and almost like a poison that's infecting the back rooms. And it's weird, you know, like, I think even the back rooms doesn't know whatever this is supposed to be. And it's kind of scary to think, you know, it's like, I don't even think the back rooms know what it's dealing with. This little segment here, a lot happens here as well. So most of these doors are locked. I think only one of them is open. I'm gonna go over here first. I think in terms... I don't even know how to describe this next part. I like to call it the backrooms hell. Enjoy. Yeah, so one thing to note is the red atmosphere and the smoke coming out of there. And whatever the hell is making that sound, I don't think that's anything good. But again, it could just be more distorted anomalies that are happening in the back rooms. Although this is probably one of the worst I've seen it, so probably don't want to cross that section. And I think what gets me the most is that red atmosphere, that red light that's just engulfing the whole place. Like, it's just literally hell down there. We're back to the creepy void that shows up a lot in this game, where you have this space where there's just nothing at all, and you hear like this creepy wind sound. I think the best way I can describe this is, if nothing had a sound, this is what it would probably sound like, if that even makes sense. It's literally just quite nothing. It's the dark void. Again, probably you don't want to know what's behind there. I think this is the most normal looking room in the back room so far. Minus the missing pictures, which you can just dismiss as, well, we're still building the room. Alright.
Fuck are you?
We got our famous entity here that chases us around for a while. I believe you can encounter him in a different spot. But, yeah. You can probably get this similar experience at an empty hospital or something. It looks just kind of unsettling. I always hear people say, well, they should make like a backrooms theme park or something. But in reality, you could just, if you work at a hospital or like a school, honestly, you can probably get that similar experience. I'm curious what's down there, actually. Oh, it just slips around. Okay. I was about to say, I've never been over here, so... And this is where we transition to the next level.
An elevator. Come on.
Now this segment isn't that short. There's a lot more to explore. Now, of course, we are now entering the pool
What's this
rooms.
place?
The pool rooms has always been one of my favorites. Just the overall aesthetics of it, and honestly, it's just really alluring, if that makes sense. You can't help but wander around and just get lost in a place like this where, you know, you just don't know. Now, if you played the original version of this game, the pool rooms was a lot longer. It is on the shorter end in this version of the game, which is sad. Because I really like the older version of the game a little bit more. But that's, of course, just my opinion. I still find it alluring. Like, this room is probably one of my favorites. Again, with the creepy sounds, we just don't know what the source of those sounds are. Could be coming from up there, from a wind tunnel, or just, I don't know. Another one of those. Let's just not find out. Again, it's just beautiful, alluring. These bright lights are kind of the opposite of the dark void we saw earlier. I like to imagine it's like the light side of it, where it's like, you know, this just, you know, friendlier version, I suppose, if that makes any sense at all. This loops around the same direction, but we'll go this way. Because why not? The second opening leads to a dead end, but that first opening will lead you to another way. So we just walk in here. It gets a little narrow, but then it starts to open up. So I believe this is supposed to be music playing, but again, like I mentioned earlier, the Backrooms doesn't really do a good job of quote-unquote imitating things properly, so this song ends up being muddy and low-pitched. I believe it's a rendition of Ave Maria, but it's just really distorted, and it sounds like... Well, I'll shut up and you can listen. Not exactly pleasant. Yeah, it's pretty bizarre. I don't think I've had a game where the pool rooms ended up being yellowish, so I do love this little segment here. You can see there's a lot of openings. That probably leads to even more labyrinths and mazes that you can probably get lost in up there. It would have been great if you could go up there, but it is what it is. Kind of opens up here a little nicely. the last room here with a creepy tunnel making creepy sounds. It's one of those situations where it's best not to know what's in there. I have this weird thing where I'm attracted to situations like this where you just kind of want to go in there and find out what it is. I looked it up online, and apparently it's this thing that we all have where even when we face danger, like any form of danger, your body is still curious to know what would happen if you were to fall into a situation like that. So it's interesting how all the possibilities that your imagination runs when you think about a tunnel like this. Oh, what could possibly be in there? Nothing good probably, but hey, I still want to go in there. And then we'll transition to the next world, or level I should say, to be more backrooms friendly. So right off the bat, as we exit out this room, we're gonna see another elevator. But you'll notice something is really wrong with this one. I don't know if you can hear that. Hopefully you can. Again, one of those situations where you kind of want to know what's behind there. But it's probably best not to find out. There's a lot of things in this world that could possibly make that sound. I mean, I would never guess it right. There's the fire alarm again. Got a lot of those in our city that I live in. Oh yes, I forgot to look up. Kind of opens up a little bit up here. Probably a big network going up there. With that music playing. Again, wish we could go up there, but I'm only armed with the camera. I love this little segment here. At first I thought this was a reflection until I zoomed in, and these are actually separate rooms that just kind of keep going down and down. It's a little bit weird. And they all probably lead to a different complex. So it's really interesting to see how that kind of opens up in each segment there. I'm gonna do a little bit of crawling here. Turn that light off. Please be aware of hotel rules. Staying with children. It's a bit of an odd sign, considering that I'm not sure if the hotel is warning me about children or it's a joke. It's a bad joke. Children are crazy. I know because I'm a teacher. This feels like I love it when the Backrooms does funny stuff like this. I like to think that the Backrooms went to Unity or some other engine and just put like 1.1 on the Y scale, you know? It's funny. Shout out to DB. I know he loves his coffee. I don't remember if these all open up or not. No. Locked. Ooh. Yeah. Again with the sounds of yeah, that's again, you just kind of want to find out what that sound is, but maybe it's best not to. The fact that it's behind a dark void is, I guess, what's so interesting about it. It's like it sounds like something is breathing behind there, and not a good thing. I don't think this window has that sound. So this one's safe. Get a nice cozy bed. Man, that was really loud. There is something behind that window. Okay, I believe that's the way, but let's just peek over here real quick.
Locked.
Well, you know, this room would have been okay until it got mixed up with this strange brick wall or, you know, concrete, whatever. Other than that, it looks cozy. You even get a nice little fan up there. I mean, it's a little tight, but you know, it's not too bad. Jesus, I can hear it from here. I don't know if you can hear that on the stream, but it... Okay, this one's open for some reason. I don't think I came all the way down here. I don't know if you can see that weird little gap there, but could potentially open up to a bigger room back there. I don't know. That's weird. That's really bizarre. Okay. Wow, that is incredibly loud. I am glad that I balanced the volume for her. Again, it's the backroom's attempt at copying music. As you can probably tell, the Backrooms doesn't do a very good job of replicating English stuff from the outside world very well. Yeah, that's not very. I wouldn't even call that music at that point. That just sounds god awful. I'm gonna keep walking down here. A bit of an unsettling sight here. This room opens up pretty nicely. It looks actually pretty nice down there. Got a nice little pool. But the fact that it's inside feels weird, I suppose. So, I don't know.
Hey, hey, does anyone copy? I need help. Hello. Please. No.
Again with creepy void sounds. Probably best not to find out what that is. Here's another segment where the void makes pretty creepy sounds, but I think this is probably the scariest one. Again, probably don't want to know what's making that sound. But it's definitely one of the creepiest ones in the game. It almost sounds like... I mean, how would I even describe this? I could just imagine a hand coming out of there and just grabbing me, pulling me into the darkness. Kind of wish that happened, but hey, can't get everything I want in the back rooms. room kind of opens up a bit. Again, not the most bizarre looking room in the game. Sometimes the back rooms copies architecture fairly human, if that makes sense. I feel like this is part of a museum or like a concert hall. I'm not quite sure, really. Hotel lobby, maybe. Our friend here is gonna give us a little chase again. 'Cause he's a stalker that way. The back rooms has a tram system that functions fully, and I thought that was relatively interesting. It even built itself a network here. If you read it, a lot of these locations I think are real. But strangely out of order, to say the least. And we're going to transition to the next level here. The idea of the back rooms having its own transit is fascinating to me. I don't know if you can hear that, but creepy sounds. Just had to pause there for a moment. So things get a little weird in this little segment here. I mean, for starters, this room is entirely upside down. I don't think it also... This gives me an idea that the back rooms doesn't understand gravity very well. So sometimes it doesn't do that very well. So again, the backrooms doesn't necessarily obey quite very much in terms of physics. Again, if that makes sense, I don't know. It does a good job of copying movies and TVs, though.
But fulfilled in the seventh. It's like the creation. Man was ordained to be placed on earth on the sixth day. He was placed on earth, in actual fact, on the seventh day. Go read, for example, the book of Abraham and the book of Moses. The book of Abraham in particular makes it very, very clear that they came down to...
I don't mean to cut this short, but it just continues to play biblical stuff, which is a little interesting to me. I love this random door handle here. It's almost as if it wanted to make a door here, but it only got like 1% of that. This is really interesting. It starts playing a documentary about a nuclear bomb test. You'll see an interview with the soldier. You can see the nuclear bomb there. I don't know specifically what bomb this is. I don't know my history very well, I'll be honest with you. Why did it pick this specifically? Again, it could just be random. Obviously, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but I just wanted to see a little bit of it.
That's to shut off the mouth there, huh?
What?
That's to shut my mouth when he slaps that down.
That's to start it. All right, General, go ahead.
This test, I think, went very well. I was quite interested in how the troops reacted. I didn't find any soldier there who was afraid. They were all, the ones who hadn't seen a bomb before, were a little apprehensive, but there was no sigh of relief when the thing went off, and no great exuberance which comes from being scared. In other words, as far as the soldier reaction to the thing, I would say they took it in their stride as American soldiers take all things of danger or things that they have been told about and oriented on. The troops moved out just as soon as the safety officers pronounced it safe and went out in good formation. Last I saw of them, they were pretty well up toward ground zero.
All right, thank you very much. Bill Hodge, what would you say was the main reaction of the troops there in the trenches as they were waiting for the bomb to go off?
Well, the reaction of the troops in the trenches, they did exactly what they were told to do. They showed good discipline, which was good sense in this case. If any man stuck his head up, there was trouble.
Anyways, again,
Take all the discipline very well.
They did indeed.
pretty random. coincidence or not, it's weird. But it appears to be a nuclear bomb test of some kind. Gonna transition over here to the next room. If I could find it. Okay, I'm lost. There you go. Holy, yeah, I'm tired. Long day. We have a lot of rooms to look at here. I don't think they're much of a big deal. This room is making a weird sound. Hopefully you can hear that on the stream. I'll turn it up a little bit. Again, unknown ambiance. Nothing but darkness on that side. I believe there was something over here. I think this is just another loop around, yeah. I don't know if you could hear that. There's something behind there. Anyways. Let's proceed. I find this room to be incredibly unsettling. You should definitely be able to hear what's going on in here. There's just something really unsettling about this room. The white curtains don't help very much. And we're gonna transition to a cutscene and make our way down there.
Fuck.
gonna have a musical horror again. And we're going to push through this next segment. I don't know if you can tell, but the rooms are slightly tilted. Kind of throws me off a little bit, to be honest. But it kind of fixes itself on this side. Unsettling sounds. There's not really much in this area. A lot of darkness. So we're gonna make our way up. You can probably tell we are now at a mall. I don't really have much to say about the mall. It's a very big place, and there's a lot of closed malls out in real life that you can probably visit, and they have a very similar experience to this. So honestly, this is pretty realistic in some sense, if that makes sense. I'm fortunate to have a mall that's still alive and functional here. But we can't really say for how long, you know. All of them are going out of business. I happen to be one of those people that do like to go to malls just because, you know, it's, I don't know. Which is weird because I'm typically a very quiet, introverted human being. But when I was a kid, I often visited malls to play at arcades and Dance Dance Revolution, so I have a soft spot for them. Childhood memories, I suppose. So they hold a very special place in my heart. Oh, I forgot to show you all something a little bit uncomfortable. There's another sound that comes from the dark void. This one sounds like hell, and you most definitely don't want to cross and find out what it is. But if you go just around the corner here, you'll come across this terrifying hellscape. There's a reason why it's blocked off. There's also a reason why there's a bunch of stop signs there, and think I will take that as a sign not to go there. Not that I could anyways, but whatever's making that sound, I guarantee it's malicious in some way. If you look in here, you'll see someone that you might recognize. Yeah, he's still following us, so. If you make your way over here, there's practically nothing, but the architecture is a little interesting here. I hope you didn't miss that. And we're gonna make our way back again. And someone's gonna be nice enough to turn all the lights on for us. here so that we may transition to the next world. Level, whatever. I keep saying that. Unfortunately for me, this next part is the scariest part of the game for me. Because since I am a teacher, you know. It's pretty fucking terrifying. The thing is, I've never seen a place that doesn't resemble this school so badly. And it does a good job of really invoking that feeling. I mean, I don't know. My schools are very different than this. But obviously that's the whole point. Oh.
Hey, what the fuck is... Hello? Is there anyone there?
No, I've played a lot of Backrooms games, and this is the first time I've seen anything like this. I suppose we're getting into poltergeist territory at that point. You can look down here, there's another complex going on down there. It would have been really awesome if we could go down there and explore this really awesome looking, almost very Silent Hill-ish atmosphere to it. I imagine this has something to do with old architecture that's worn out. There's gonna be some strange sounds coming from up here. Again, we don't know what the source of that sound is. It could just be fucking demons doing that poltergeist shit back there. But I find this next one to be relatively interesting. Again, who knows what the hell is going on down there. But you can see smoke coming out of there. Again, we probably best if we don't find out what it is. I'm gonna push through here. And you might find this next part real familiar.
My God.
But we are in suburbia. Now I've took the liberty of going through each house. And the only one that's moderately interesting is this one right here. Because it has a set of keys and a plate. That's my definition of interesting. Everything else is empty. This one over here leads to another complex, so, but unfortunately we can't go in it. This room is really interesting because it looks like somebody actually constructed this place. But again, it's all just backroom stuff. It has nothing to do with humans or human involvement, I should say. So it's pretty nice. It almost looks like a simulation was being built here, if that makes sense. So we're gonna move over here. And then our friend is gonna follow us again. And it's about to get loud.
What in the hell? Okay. Focus. Focus.
Oh no! That zoom in crashed my game, so as you can see, we are fully immersed in I think my GPU exploded there. I don't know how far back it's going to set me, so let's find out. I noticed my frame rate was dropping, and I was like, wait a minute, I should probably stop. And unfortunately, it was too much. Let's see how far back it's going to put us. Wait, am I gonna have to start from the beginning?
And we're rolling.
Oh shit, we do have to start.
Alright, you ready?
Okay,
I
well,
think
I
so.
mean, it was about to be over
Alright,
anyways,
you
so
know,
we were
Mike's
towards the
already-
end.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I'll continue the stream and finish it some other day. But we were pretty close to the end. Normally it would say load tape, but I suppose because the game had a severe crash, it unfortunately didn't save properly. So that's unfortunate.
And we're rolling.
That is
Alright, you
poopers.
ready? I think so. Alright, you know what? Mike's already in.
Alright. So I'll continue this tomorrow. I'll work my way all the way up there again. Should be pretty easy, and then I'll start the stream again. But we'll finish strong. Because it does get a little interesting moving forward there. That's unfortunate. Well, I mean, that's what you get for relying on one single save. Alright, well, that's all I got then, I suppose. I don't know if that was hopefully moderately interesting or mildly interesting. And I will be playing more of these games, I suppose, and just kind of do commentary nonsense like this. And yeah, just kind of keep it nice and chill. If you liked it, cool. If you didn't, that's okay. Yeah, so peace out then. I'm going to perish. Have a wonderful night. And remember, if you no clip into the back rooms, do not let curiosity take the best of you. Avoid making loud sounds. Don't scream and say hello. And avoid the dark void, unlike me, which I would probably go into. So, okay. Have a great night, and remember to what did kids say now? Subscribe, like, follow. I don't know. Just I don't give a shit. Peace out. Have a great night.